Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and obviously right now the Bitcoin price is crashing, so I'm going to be talking about potential levels of support and price targets to pay attention to. I will also be talking about the dump in the stock market and some other ways to make money in crypto when prices are going down. All of that and more in this video. This will be an important one to watch all the way to the end, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the daily Bitcoin chart, obviously the Bitcoin price broke below that January low, that $33,000 low. And so now at the time of recording this video, our most important level of support is this price range coming in between $29,000 and $30,000 per Bitcoin. And obviously that has already proved to be a massive level of support in 2021, which makes this the most important support right now for the Bitcoin price in the immediate short term, once again coming in at around $29,000 to $30,000 per Bitcoin. Also, it's worth mentioning while we're on the daily time frame, if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin RSI, we are currently entering into oversold territories. Now, this doesn't necessarily tell us the exact bottom. It just tells us that the Bitcoin price might be getting somewhere close to some sort of Bitcoin bottom, whether that's a significant Bitcoin bottom or just a somewhat smaller local bottom. And obviously that is just based on these last few times that the daily Bitcoin RSI has entered into oversold territories, but I'll be looking at this indicator on larger time frames in just a moment. And as the Bitcoin price is crashing, there's a lot of new investors wondering if this is the death of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is finally dead. And if you are asking that question while only looking at the Bitcoin price, then obviously you haven't done much research into Bitcoin, so I suggest you doing some more research. Because if you want to know whether or not Bitcoin is really dead or alive, you need to actually look at what the Bitcoin network is doing. For example, the Bitcoin hash rate, which is actually sitting at an all-time high. That is right. Even while the Bitcoin price is crashing, the Bitcoin network itself is the strongest it's ever been before. So clearly, Bitcoin is a long way from being dead. And of course, the Bitcoin price does not determine whether or not Bitcoin is dead or alive. And anyone who has been in the crypto market for a few years would already know that. It is mostly new investors questioning whether or not this is the death of Bitcoin or not. And taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, of course, we still have this bear flag, which is technically in play, as I've been talking about a lot recently on the channel. And the technical price target for this pattern is coming in at around 25,000 approximately. Now, keep in mind, that is just one price target from one pattern. But the fact that the Bitcoin price broke that 33K low, this actually increases the probability of the Bitcoin price reaching the price target for this pattern. And especially if Bitcoin breaks below 29 to 30,000, that important level of support that I just mentioned, then that would significantly increase the probability of the Bitcoin price heading down towards around 25,000 as a possible bottom. Because this technical price target falls right in between the 1,000-day simple moving average and the 200-week simple moving average. And if you're looking at these two moving averages on much larger time frames like the weekly Bitcoin chart, you can see that the best possible times to accumulate Bitcoin throughout many years worth of Bitcoin's history have occurred when the Bitcoin price is in between these two moving averages. And right now, these two moving averages are coming in between 22,000 and 28,000. So essentially, according to Bitcoin's entire price history, anywhere in around that price range, in around that $20,000 price range, should be a generational buying opportunity according to Bitcoin's history. Now, I want to make it clear that that is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what has happened time and time again throughout many years worth of Bitcoin's history and what is most likely to occur next. And while we're here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the weekly Bitcoin RSI, we're actually getting close to oversold territories on this time frame, but we're not there just yet. And what is very interesting is the fact that we have only ever seen oversold territories in the weekly Bitcoin RSI just 2 other times in Bitcoin's entire price history, which happened during early 2015, right at the end of that 2014 bear market, and at the end of the 2018 bear market, which obviously turned out to be amazing buying opportunities right in between these two moving averages. So this chart will definitely be an interesting one to keep an eye on moving forward, and it shows us that the Bitcoin bottom might not necessarily be in right now, but we might not be too far away. Once again, somewhere in that 20K range is looking most likely at the time of recording this video. Now, when you're zooming into the 3-day Bitcoin chart, looking at the 3-day Bitcoin RSI, right now this is entering into oversold territories at the time of recording this video. And technically, this is not as significant as if the weekly Bitcoin RSI entered into oversold territories, because the larger the time frame, the more significant it is. But of course, the 3-day chart is still more significant than something like the daily chart, because this right here is still a pretty rare occurrence. For example, we briefly touched oversold territories back in January, but we didn't really enter into oversold territories during that time period. If you simply take a look at the last time the 3-day Bitcoin RSI actually went well into oversold oversold territories. That was back during the March 2020 crash. And the time before that was at the end of the 2018 bear market, as you can see. Now, just giving you a quick update on the US stock market today. This right here is the NASDAQ 100 index, and obviously we're experiencing another dump today, which is placing some extra selling pressure on crypto prices because, as I've been saying for well over a year now, crypto prices and the stock market are pretty correlated with each other, which means if the stock market experiences a massive pump, it's likely that crypto prices like Bitcoin are going to do something similar. But if the stock market experiences a massive dump, then it's very likely that Bitcoin will do something similar as well. And what's interesting is when I was saying that over a year ago on this channel, there was a lot of people calling me wrong and how the Bitcoin price will never be correlated with the stock market. But now it seems that is all everyone is talking about, which is very interesting once again. But anyway, if you're looking at the daily RSI for the NASDAQ 100 index, this is looking more bearish than bullish, obviously, but we're not in oversold territories just yet, which means we could have a little bit more room to the downside. And keep in mind, on Wednesday, we have CPI data coming out, which is inflation data, and that could potentially be a turning point in the market depending on what the numbers are. So once again, that day is Wednesday, the 11th of this month, and I'll be sure to keep you updated on what that data will be in these update videos here on this channel and in real time over on my Twitter. So if you haven't followed me over there, make sure you're doing that, and the link to my Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. And for anyone that might be new to crypto, you might not know this, but there's actually ways to continue to make money in crypto even with Bitcoin when the Bitcoin price is going down, such as a short position, which I'm currently in just as a hedge against my Bitcoin holdings. And of course, I publicly mentioned that I'll do this a few weeks back the moment the Bitcoin price started breaking below some critical support levels, such as that 37K level and more importantly 33K. Now, I want to make it clear that leverage trading is very risky, especially if you are new to crypto. So obviously, before you even touch leverage trading, you should know the risks involved before you do anything. And if you want to know exactly how I place these Bitcoin short positions on this exchange, make sure you're checking out the video in the top left of your screen, and in the bottom left is another video which shows you another way I continue to make money in crypto no matter if prices are going up, down or sideways. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.